Many members sign on with our outfit to find others to ride with. Others use their membership as an opportunity to network and find interesting places to ride in our state. Regardless of the reason they join, we welcome them to join in activities that further our endeavors to enhance and preserve public lands. Our members' equestrian disciplines vary greatly, and their extent of volunteerism runs the gambit. Many are hardcore riders, spending weeks in the solitude of the Cascade Mountains every year. Some are avid day riders, trailering each day or camping at the myriad of public horse camps on federal and state lands. Some never see the beauty of our trail systems, enjoying their horses and mules in arenas. Some are stalwart trail advocates, spending fair weather on the ground improving drainages and logging out trails, while the winter months see them traveling to coordinate plans with land managers for next year's improvements. All are supporting our missions and heritage, and by being members, they are helping to preserve public lands for future generations. Between snowmelt, forest fires, and stagnated smoky skies, getting into trails to clear them was a balancing act. But Methow Valley members managed to total up 461 volunteer hours in the Twist River and Pasayten wilderness lands. And some of the members also took part in 3 statewide work parties. Methow Valley BCHW's all-in team effort with their annual spring ride was a success, in spite of fallen logs and washouts that inspired a new riding route. The ride, meals, entertainment, games, logo wear sales, and an auction were pulled off smoothly due to the participation of their chapter's volunteers. Proceeds from this venue help finance the chapter's efforts to keep public lands accessible for citizens. The country near the North Summit Horse Campground offered cooler temperatures and nominal smoke inhalation, giving them plenty of time to log over 1,000 volunteer hours. This contributed to a 90% completion on Phase 1 of this new horse camp. Before the Crescent Mountain fire erupted, Methow Valley Chapter had achieved their customary cleanup at the Twist River Horse Camp. This in part appeared to help reduce damage to the horse camp when the fire came through. The camp lost many trees, but the fire only destroyed one of the campsites. The surrounding trails will need extensive work before they are cleared. The Education Division of Northeast Chapter, again this year, hosted 15 Kalispell Nation children with a multi-day horsemanship class. In 4 separate sessions, the children learned the basics: how to catch, halter, tie, groom, trail etiquette, leave no trace principles, basic riding commands, and obstacles in an arena. This culminated with the 4th session, where they were welcomed to the world of trail riding. A sturdy band of Northeast Chapter members contributed to the enhancement of the Twist River drainage at the Beaver Creek parking area. The parking area was hardened and re-rocked. Timbers now outline the area, and large rocks act as mounting blocks / ORV restraints. In August, BCHW members from across the state joined Northeast Chapter in the Salmo Priest Wilderness along the Idaho border, clearing brush and cutting logs near Gypsy Meadows. A return trip by Northeast Chapter in the fall finished off some normal trail maintenance, and a massive display of pickup sticks was conquered using crosscuts. Among other various activities, chapter members assisted in an Eagle Scout project, constructed a kiosk at the missile site, repaired a hitching rail and the bench in Pend Oriole County Park, held a chainsaw certification class, and enjoyed riding their stock all over public lands. Scattered between work parties, members banded together, enjoying day rides, dining, and admiring their accomplishments. Pierce County Chapter continued working through the year with the Washington Department of Natural Resources. Chapter work parties were held in Elbe State Forest, on non-motorized trails, and in Sahara Creek Horse Campground. Individuals fanned out across the state to work on other state and federal lands. Members supported youth by hosting another great Eagle Scout project and organized BCHW's participation in the Washington State Fair Rodeo Parade. The chapter membership increased over the year, thanks in part to BCHW's focus on membership retention. 20 Pierce County members worked at the 14th Annual Great Gravel Haul in Capitol State Forest, packing, loading, unloading, and hosting a hearty meal for all of the workers. Peninsula Chapter helps control noxious weeds along trails on state park and forest service lands. Their weed warriors spray from horseback and hiker packs. Their packing crews helped pack supplies for Washington Trail Association crews into the Aurora Ridge Eagle Lake Trail area and the Tubal Cane Mine Trail. Peninsula Chapter collaborated with WTA, Quilicene Ranger Corps, Gray Wolf Trail Association, Klahani Hiking Club, and the Olympic National Forest Department, placing a new log footbridge over Gold Creek in the Dungeness River area of the Olympic National Forest. Enjoying 4 days in the William O. Douglas Wilderness, members packed over 3,000 juvenile cutthroat trout into Dumbbell, Snow, Bill, and Frying Pan lakes in the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest. This chapter erected a large education booth at the Dungeness River Festival, accomplishing the important part of our mission to educate about preservation of wilderness areas and conservation. 7 pack animals moved 14 large planks 2.5 miles down a steep, narrow trail, where they were cached for the slab camp project next year, when they will pack in more materials and tools for the 35-foot bridge. Following the BCHW mission through education, advocacy, and public service, Ponderosa Chapter gave 7 presentations to classes at Reardon High School, represented equestrians at REI Trails Day, attended several land manager advisory committees, as well as education programs at their monthly meetings that range from L&T practices to safety when encountering wildlife while recreating. They maintain a strong relationship with the Bureau of Land Management and Riverside State Park. 2018 work parties included new trail signs, gate springs, manure bunkers, and a kiosk placement at the Escure Ranch. Their fundraising included their 3rd annual horseback scavenger hunt. The proceeds go towards furthering the BCHW mission statement. Located near Capitol State Forest south of Olympia, Scatter Creek Chapter of Backcountry Horsemen of Washington concentrates their efforts in this forest. They were heavily involved in creating a bypass alternate trail above the Fall Creek trailhead. This bypass solves a user conflict of speeding bicycles coming down a trail. The project was for the Department of Natural Resources in conjunction with the local mountain biking group, Friends of Capitol Forest, and a local youth group, making trails safer for all. They participated in the installation of rubberized mats on several bridges. The Great Gravel Haul installed mounting blocks, helped maintain non-motorized trails by brushing and improving drainages, replaced signs, emptied manure bins, and gathered trash. Also on these public lands, with members of Gray's Harbor Chapter and BCHW President Kathy Young, they participated in a VIP ride, hosting Washington State Commissioner of Public Lands Hillary Franz and members of her staff. Joining members from across the state, many Tahoma Chapter members participated in state work parties at Black Pine, Government Meadows, and Norse Peak work parties. Many local front country trails were maintained by chapter members, most notably the ever-popular Danville-Georgetown trail system on public lands. High equestrian use of this system necessitates careful consideration of drainages. An annual fundraising event for Yakima Chapter is a yard sale held in the parking lot of a large retailer. Donated items include housewares, clothing, outdoor items, and equestrian tack. Money earned goes towards maintenances and funding a member to attend Leave No Trace training. In 2018, they had a VIP ride, hosting Washington State Senator Judy Warnick and her spouse, Heidi Brewmeister, Yakima Herald Republic newspaper, Bill Bosch and Tim Franks from the Cowiche Conservancy. Yakima Chapter enhanced their education with a Sawyer class. With a combination of classroom work and practical hands-on learning, members successfully completed the course. A successful membership drive brought in new members, new families, fresh ideas for rides, plus fun activities. Dedicated, seasoned members are acting in advisory capacities to a new board of directors and assisting with growth and development. Memberships increased by 30 in 2018. Though many belong to individual chapters, BCHW members from across the state have banded together for a few years to become what is known as the Hot Shots. These crews concentrate hundreds of work hours on specific projects that are of high priority. Again this year, forest fires had created numerous log jams in many of our public lands. Typically, our hot shots spend 3 to 7 days in a row attacking these massive projects. In the Pasayten Wilderness, BCHW Hotshots partnered with the Washington Trails, Pacific Northwest Trail, Pacific Crest Trail, and Washington Guides and Outfitters Associations. On this project, PCTA took the lead, logging out Ram Creek Trail to Meadow Lake. This completed work started by BCHW in 2017. Stockmen can now access a trail that has not been cleared in over 10 years. They opened trails into Spanish Camp, repairing fire damage, removing a heavy log load, and rebuilding a puncheon that was destroyed in the 8 Mile fire in 2017. They worked with the PNTA youth crew, repairing tread and brushing 3 miles of Andrews Creek Trail, and finished logging Peepside Trail. This was another trail that had not been stock accessible for a decade. BCHW members provided all of the pack support for these projects. At BCHW's annual statewide work party, we were joined on the project by Washington Trails and Washington Guides and Outfitters Associations, and by a great new collaboration, BCHA's Work Challenge, North Carolina Backcountry Horsemen members. This unit cleared several miles of stock impassable trails out of the Black Pines Horse Camp, repaired several areas of bad tread, and built 2 turnpikes and puncheons. Our state Leave No Trace program continues to reach thousands of land users. Multiple member classes were held in 2018, along with education offerings at public venues. Our exciting Sawyer partnership with the U.S. Forest Service Region 6 continues to offer certifications to our members, with classroom work and hands-on sawing tests in real-time forest situations. This certification enables us to send capable sawyers onto U.S. Forest Service and Department of Washington Natural Resources lands with valid credentials. This production is a snapshot of the work our 32 chapters of Backcountry Horsemen accomplished in 2018. Submitting content is not as important as actually acting to preserve our public lands. We celebrate these other chapters as well.